Welcome back. This is Game On, where the game starts. Let's talk about the game because being a punter, I like that term. It is the English. It's the only time I can speak in English accent. Punter. So to be a punter, to enjoy your weekend, is where you guys make predictions of what will happen, when it will happen. That's how I see it. What makes a better punter than a chance taker?
Well, to answer the question, Mr. Chris, what makes a better punter is research. Very, very important that as a punter you make research. People would often say the ball is round, but there's always a pattern in football. When you look at end of the season, there's a reason you will find Mamelodi Sundowns winning the league for the 5th, 6th time in a row. There's a reason you will see Man City winning the treble. So the teams that invest in the squads, the teams that are well coached are the teams that will always win. So as a punter, it's very, very important to follow those things.
Yeah, but you don't have to do research on Sundown. I can put now and say Sundown will win the league. So if I win, I'm not the best punter. It is obvious. Okay,
with that one, maybe with the Sundowns, we can allow you to say that. But there are some certain trends also in football. Like, for example, you will find a Marumo Gallants, a team with a small squad playing CAF football, continental football. And you find them struggling in the league because they don't have depth.
Where do you predict them when they go to the CAF? You look at their form in their local football. Can you predict that they will do well in CAF, or you get shocked when they do well in?
So like I said, with some trends, like for example, last season, Union Berlin as well in Germany, they were in a similar situation, doing very well. They finished 4th, qualified for the UEFA Champions League. You look at them this season, they're struggling because the players, they've got a small squad, they cannot keep up with the pace. And you go to the PSL in South Africa, you look at Sekhukhune United, they were one team that were absolutely buzzing last season. They reached the final of the Nedbank Cup, which was their very first final. And look at them this season. There are rumors that they'll even fire the coach because they're not doing well. So there's always some certain trends that you can follow, be it in Africa or in Europe.
That's why I want to ask you a question. How do you guys come with the idea, this game worth so much, this result worth so much? I get very mixed up when I see a lot of numbers.
Yeah, so the odds, we call it the odds. That's basically the win probability. Like for example,
it is probability.
Yes.
But why don't you just put it in a simple English? Why you call it odds? Just say, this is the probability.
Well, the odds determine how much are you going to get if you put a certain amount of money. So that's why it's called odds. But it's basically a win probability. So a Man City at home up against a Luton Town, the win probability will be very high. A Man United.
Therefore, the odds become less.
Exactly. A Man United at home to a Liverpool. So it's not so high. Then the odds will be.
So help me here. I was sitting with some friend. They were doing those stuff the Panthers you guys do.
Yeah.
With a team in Bangladesh. How do you select a team in Bangladesh to win a game, or a team in China to win, and you have no idea? You don't even watch those games.
Yeah, so companies nowadays, they provide so much information. There's forms, there's a lot of
where do you get those information from?
They've got sports blogs. You can go to the blog, and then you'll find the logs, you'll find everything that you need. You don't have to watch.
If I go today to your website, BetCosa, will I find those information?
Yeah, definitely. If you go to the Bet Central blog, there's so much. There's sports previews, there's different types of logs, there's Bet School, which will tell you how to take a bet, what does this type of market mean. So there's so much information that is out there available to
and all those stuff, you get them from a website?
Yeah.
So when I open the website, I'll find all those stuff easily, or I have to know for me to get them?
Well, some are third-party sites, that give certain information which are not affiliated to betting companies. They are on their own, but they also provide so much information that you can use to get access to a game, or what's happening in Bangladesh, who's top of the log there, who's scoring, who are the players that are doing well. So there's so much information nowadays that makes it easier for a person to take bets.
You see, for me personally, the way I look at it, because I love my football. The markets, the betting, the odds just makes the weekend more exciting. For me, it's just for the excitement. Because I start looking and say, but why this team they are putting it in this? Let me go and look for this team.
Yeah.
So when you have people like Mcgregor, they come on television and they start telling you about a club or a game or a result, how seriously do you take them?
Yeah, I mean, you have to take them serious. So the aim of each market is to give a punter a chance to bet on each game. Like, for example, you look at Man United, they're not doing well in terms of winning. So you can back them on a win either half this weekend against Luton Town, you know. So we're backing them on a win either half. And you look at the Soweto derby, you've got Chiefs and
I want to
Pirates.
talk about that.
Yes.
The Soweto derby, let's do all three markets very, very quickly. Win and lose, which one will you go?
Well, look, Chiefs have been very dominant in the last 4 games. So this one, because the form is not there, I'll go with the draw.
You go for a draw.
Yeah.
So if you go for a draw, is it a scoring draw?
I'd go with a 1-1 scoring draw. I think it's
scoring draw.
Yeah, a 1-1.
Are you going with those goals be scored in the first half or second half? I'm just trying to to have fun with this betting thing that you can have fun.
Yeah, you can bet on anything that is measurable at the end of the day.
When will the goal be scored?
Chiefs first half, Pirates second half.
Banele, I would have to say goodbye to you because I am waiting for Mcgregor to come back here. So we'll talk about the greats. Dr. Keza Mutaung, who will be inducted. Oh, who was inducted, by the way, in the midweek. So don't go away. Shane is coming.